Oh, man. That's the truck. No, no, I just be myself. Just be myself. You know how I am. I won't
I'm
change.
talking about how you dressed up, man.
Oh,
Sure.
I'm always wearing black. Thank you, though. I appreciate you. Y'all good? Can I get you anything? Oh, hey, you did good. Huh? Hey, Jeff's got a new one of these things. Jeff Jaws. He does? Yeah. It's a brand new one. Did it today. Oh, he's good. Y'all ready? Everybody good? This is an exciting day for all college programs across the country for us. The first Wednesday in February is always a special day. It's the accumulation of staffs going out and attacking it and attacking the grind and attacking the process. I'm very fortunate to be on a staff that I call them bulldogs, and that's a polite way, but they really attack it, not just the coaches, but our administrative staff, Brian Overton and Alex Falcon and Dale Steele and Harold, but our coaches really attack the road and attack the recruiting process. It's the lifeline of any program. You have to beat the bushes, and we call it that way in old school terms, but go anywhere and everywhere to find the right person, the right guy, the person that fits in your program, that follows your ingredients, your menu, your recipe. And our recipe has been set from day one. We want great players who are great people, and we want great people who are great players, and that is non-negotiable with us. There are some instances this year that ran into some guys that were really good players and wanted us, but once we got around them and found out they were not the right fit for our team, for our program, and for our university. So that takes a lot of evaluation. Our coaches do it. We don't go on stars. We go on what fits and what we look for. We specifically find pieces, parts, that special person for each position. Offensively, every position we want is a detailed position, from outside receiver type to inside, offensive line-wise. We'll get into that a little bit even more. Defensively, with 3-4, we look for outside backer types, linebacker types that can play in space. The game has gone from hash to sideline to sideline since I began playing and coaching, even from playing, but now in coaching. So you have to get those guys that can play that defensively. Secondary-wise, same thing go for length. Moving to a new conference played a lot into our thought process on what we wanted and the personnel wanted. Our administrative staff had already begun to move into the new conference and to the American Conference. And we focused on the Conference USA, but at the same time, my job is to make sure I work here with the program, but also get in Google Map mode at times and look ahead a little bit. And how they coach, the coaching styles, the different type of athletes. What did it take to win that league? What did it take to compete in that league? So this class reflects that and reflects that thought process. You always want to make sure you always are developing depth, but some people just think it's just developing depth. But for us and for me, and you guys have been around me and ladies have been around me, not just depth, but competitive depth. Where there's competition for each position, each rep. That's very important, and we'll go far and near. This was a shortened recruiting period. I've never had this short of a time to do recruit. As last time was when I was hired as a head football coach here, and I had 1 week to see about 23 guys. But since then, it's never been this short. So I had a chance to see some before the bowl game, and thanks to Jay Badd and Parker Overton and Harry Smith helping us, and Coach Comfer and Shelley getting us the ability for me to get around and the coaches get around, it saved us. And I was able to hit everyone and see every mom and see every house and meet who we need to meet to make sure the evaluation is complete. My coaches, I keep bragging on them, but you if you only knew, and you guys do know, how much time they put into it, very detailed. We have a great blend of age and experience to the youth, but they all have the same purpose. They're great identifiers of kids we want athletically, and really did a great job. Donnie Kirkpatrick, our recruiting coordinator, along with BT, Brian Overton, did a great job of getting my schedule up. I'm like a sack of potatoes. I just put me there, and they pass me around, which is fine with me because I love recruiting. I absolutely love it. You know, I don't know where I am sometimes. I woke up and didn't know where I was. A lot of times I forget, and I look up outside, okay, I'm here, I think. And then there's a lot of stories I'll get into here probably a little bit later, but did a great job getting me from point A to point B. And there's always different. There are always the various awards that you get to different coaches, and some of them are made for our staff room. But the courageous assistant coach Driver of the Year award goes to Dave Nickel this year, getting me through that snow and gridlock in Atlanta. And we were in track for 5 hours, and another coach from another university was in there for 17 hours in that same traffic. But due to Dave's daring expertise and my backseat driving and pushing the brake and saying, no, 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 go, 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 he got us to the next plane, and I was able to get and see each parent of that last week. So this class is a tall class. It's an average of a 6'2 plus class overall. The offensive line is where you'll see a lot of height, and defensive a lot of height, and that's by design. In the secondary, the same thing, length. The offensive line will average right at about 6'5", a little bit, and they don't. And this is not even last. Just like with Garrett McGinn, Garrett's grown from 6'6". I think the guy I'm listed here 6'5". He's at least 6'7" right now. He's grown. He's 285 right now. They list him at 270, and so those guys are growing. Messiah Rice is 6'7". I don't know what lists Messiah here at 6'5". No, he's taller than that, and they hold it well. And so this is a class that by design is length. In a new league, our league length, I noticed, was a component to a lot of those championship teams and those teams in that league. So that was it. You win some, you lose some in recruiting. With me, it's very simple with me. I only want people who are committed to come to East Carolina. I don't beg them to come. I mean, I don't recruit them to come, but I beg no one to come here. We don't have to. We have a diamond here. We have a jewel here. And when I talk about university, I talk from all three categories. As a student, going through the same class they went to, being a student athlete, and then being a player here, and also being a coach. And what we have here is very precious and very dear, and we have great people here from our university, top on through. But the kids on this committed to us and stayed with it, and they were attacked. A lot of people come after our kids. A lot of people do, and it's a compliment. That's also a part of my test for the TBAC part, the trust, belief, accountability, and commitment part. That's why I started developing trust. It's a two-way street. They want to be able to trust us, but when they are approached by another university and they don't flinch, they're made for this group. They're built for this team and built for this university and for this program. If they begin to flinch, I'll begin to flinch. I'm not the hat guy. And I had to tell a couple of them, take our hat out of there. And there's no disrespect to anybody else, but I've learned over time, when they want to come there and want to be there, they're able to handle. They'll be able to handle when the standards are raised on them, off the field standards, in classroom standards, and on the field standards, because they won't flinch when you raise a standard, raise the bar, and you keep raising it. Some people may view it differently. That's fine. That's the view. This view here is these guys. You wait till you meet them. They want to be here, and they're great kids. Oh yes sir, no sir, and a lot of them, I'm going to be the dad. I am the dad. There's nobody else, and Arlene is the mom, like in every class. And Our family atmosphere attracted a lot of them. When they came here, they fell in love with it. I can't tell you how many people, times I heard, we didn't know it was like that here. We didn't know y'all had this. We didn't know the city of Greenville was like this. The campus, the stadium, the facilities. Can't tell you how many times I heard that. So, very pleased with this group. I'm looking forward to getting them here. You know, I mentioned the offensive line. We had two additions, Quincy McKinnon and Dante Leviston. Those guys came in offensive line-wise, great kids, really good football players, fit a need for us. Lost both guards there to graduation. Both those guys have been in the league. Quincy would be a chance to come in and compete for that. And then Dante Leviston, really a guy that can come in and play the tackle position and compete there and give us great depth. You already mentioned some of the guys up front, Eric Lenzen and Kyle Erickson. Kyle plays for former Pirate down there at Jack Britt, and Kyle's been committed to us since last summer and didn't flinch when they came after him. So that group is going to be a great group. I think I already mentioned Desmond's from Columbus, and Desmond, you'll see the film tonight if y'all able to go to the event after here. See film on these guys, but you'll see Dez at his development. All that size, all that, it's really a good group, and I'm pleased with it. Running back wise, Anthony Scott from the 757. John Wiley made great headway up in the 757, the Virginia Beach area. We've always wanted to make sure we continue that area. Since 1976, when I played, we always had kids from the Tidewater on this team. And we, when being blessed to get the job and come back here, and then when talking to Donnie Kirkpatrick about where I want to hit, it was North Carolina, every spot, Virginia Beach, Maryland, D.C., even up to New York. We've always had in Jersey area. And then neighboring state of South Carolina, which we hit very hard and did well, even into Georgia, and going to Florida, hit those well. And we'll take some adventurous trips because of my experience and our experience of Texas and California, those areas recruiting. So, but did a really good job there. Anthony is a guy that adds pop to our offense, what Lincoln was looking for, a guy that can really, out of 30 touchdowns, I think 17 were 50 or more, can catch, really a guy that can make a difference and add to us, and really impressive. Great mom, and absolutely love 3. He's 3. That's his number. Just like Deuce, he's already got his number in my mind. He's number 3. So y'all hear me, either 3 or Trey. You'll hear me talk to him like that. But the receiver core, we have 4 guys already here right now, and Cody Purdy, Curtis Burston, Trayvon Brown, and Blake Norwood. Those guys have joined us. They're here now in school, attending class and working out right now and getting involved. And the receiver group with Trayvon and Curtis, you'll see a bigger type receivers here in this. Beginning of last year with that group of Zay and Davon, that group, and Cam Worthy and Daquan, that group, outside positions, even at tight end positions with Bryce and Darren Dowdell, who you haven't met yet, but y'all see this year, but Stephen Baggett, those guys. But Terrell Green is a guy that, boy, we're happy to get him. He's length, tall. Everything happens for a reason. Open up where we can get him in here, talking to his mom and dad. They felt comfortable. When you see him on film, it speaks for itself. He fits what we want. He fits that identifying characteristic we want out here athletically, but really as a great person from a great family. I'll research on him. Malik Gray, you see him. Malik is a guy from South Carolina that can really make a difference for us. And quarterback, he fits that quarterback mode that we've always had, going back to Crabtree and Justin Hardy and Dwayne, 17, and he's that guy, quarterback, that really can make some things happen there. Trayvon Brown, a guy we had last year, worked as hard as possible, got things done. He's here doing a great job, and looking forward to great things from Trayvon. Really a guy that can cause mismatches, speed and size. Dre Massey and Quay Johnson give us automatic speed. Those guys do some special things with the ball in their hands. They can take it and do some things either by handoff or by catch. Really happy to get that. Those guys, along with Anthony Scott, they all can run. But Dre and Quay and also Anthony can give us that pop where what Lincoln was looking for to add to the offense, to stretch vertically. And like I said, everything is based a little bit on what we want offensively, but also in a new league. I mentioned Stephen Baggett at tight end. Stephen's one of those guys, he'll be tall just like you see Bryce. He can line up in a closed position and also flex and work well on space. Attacks the ball. All these receivers really attack the ball, which is what we look for. Defensively, up front, Sean James from, again, 757. Sean is a teammate of Anthony Scott from Green Run in Virginia Beach, a guy that we think's got a lot of room to grow, along with Alex Evans. Alex, those two guys, again, are length. Alex is 6'6" and can run, and Markel Winters is the same. Those guys fit the same mode as far as length and able to run, and they'll be really good defensive linemen up front for us. Have no doubt about it. Mazadiq Walton, Giannis Bowden, those guys will be outside backers for us. Joe Carter, Kyron Speller, and really the guy we found, it always happens, Ray Tillman. Found him. Ray's going to be another special guy. That group of linebackers and Joe Carter and Kyron and Ray, this is a really good linebacker group that can cover in space, but they also are really good people, but they also hit you pretty hard, very hard, which I like that a lot. Coach Wiley and those guys like it a lot. Back end, Drew Turnage, Aiden Griffin. Drew committed to us last year. Drew's going to have a special career here. I believe that and know that. Committed to us and stayed with it, didn't flinch, loves East Carolina, loves being a Pirate. Ball player, football player. I mentioned Cody Purdy already. Cody's been here. Love Cody. Cody's that versatile guy that played running back a lot of bit for Coach this year down in New Bern. But we love him at defensive back. He has a speed to play either corner or safety. Extremely hard hitter, but extremely fast like him. Blake reminds me of a taller Mags, and that's a compliment. And I told Blake that. And I'll take a taller Mags. I'll take a Mags his size, and what Mags' size is. And Mags is really a special guy, and that's who Blake reminded me. Corey Sargent, same way. Shrine Bowl guys of Corey and Messiah. Those guys played in the Shrine Bowl, and we got some guys that played in the North-South game. A lot of all-star game guys here, but I don't think I missed anyone. My memory's pretty good, I think, but really happy with them, ready to get them here. I'm ready to get them around our players, ready to get them around our guys in June. The JC kids will be here, first session of summer school to get them involved. The two biggest things now for them is the transitions. There's two transitions that we want to make sure are smooth. The first one is the academic transition from enrollment to application, getting those things done, dorm deposits, getting that smooth here. So when they arrive, that's smooth. The second transition will be the physical transition that Coach Connors handles. He's already got a plan for them already. I've viewed it over. Coaches, Zach, scientists. That physical transition, so when they come in, they're able to play at a fast pace offensively like we do, and defensively. But those two transitions are the next step for these guys here, and I'm looking forward to going through that adventure with them. Questions?
Coach, unlike the last couple of years, you had a few guys come right down to the wire that left you waiting right at the end. What's that like, first of all, the head coach, to wait on guys that you know are being recruited, obviously, just as heavily by somebody else, and win those battles, and obviously, what's it also like to get a guy that can flip that's already committed somewhere else, like in McKinney's case, obviously, all indications where he was headed to Louisville today.
Yeah, it's the hardest part. I've been on the other end where I was in a hotel, and I had 5. It was the days where you could go out and, God, I'm getting old. I was out. We didn't have cell phones then. I know y'all remember that. You young puppies don't remember that. But we had to stop at a telephone booth. And then we got the ones that was the size of this thing I had to hold in my hand. It was like that big that you thought you were cool, but you couldn't put in your pocket. And God, it's changed. But I was sitting in a hotel, and I was just waiting around, and I had 5 guys committed. That was a time where you had no day limit. You could go see them as much as you wanted to. So nobody was going to outwork me. I could go see you 5 times a week, so I knew it outworked everybody on these guys, all 5. So I'm in the hotel, take my shower, I'm getting ready to go, put my clothes on. First call comes. Coach, I'm sorry, I got an offer from this school. I'm going to have to leave, go another one. I said, oh. Right after I hung up that, no the truth. 5 minutes later, another guy calls. Coach, I'm going another school. Now I got down to 3. Next guy, another school. Now I'm down to 2. So now I'm scrambling. I end up getting 1 out of 2. So I understand that part of it too. That's hardened me a little bit. That's where I get to the fact of guys that are committed, when they start flinching, I start flinching. They start looking, we start looking. And but it's fun to win, but it's better to find the right part. It's better to find the right young man. And y'all know I'm adamant about that. The coaches know that. It's still the fun part, the competitive part. I don't sleep much during this time. I'm probably going to sleep pretty good here the next few days. And I got to speak on this weekend at D.C. at the Nike Clinic. But you don't sleep and you worry. But it's a competitor in you that you look forward to the challenge. I'm glad to get the ones that want to come, and the ones that did not, good wishes, and I hope we play you.
Well, do you feel like you're upgrading the town overall from when you first got here?
Yes, I really do. We've always evaluated well. That's what we do. That's why people come. I mean, they come after our kids, you know, because I don't pay attention to stars, but okay, Shane Carden, Justin Hardy, walk on, man, bro. Cam Worthy, Daquan Barnes, Tay Cooper last week, Breon Allen last week, you know. I can go on and on, you know, about that. And Mags, you know, you can just go on and on with that, you know. So we evaluate. I don't care about stars. I care about how they play on film. I'm pretty good at seeing if a guy can run and hit, and different things I look for out of different groups. And I've done it for a long time. I was driving in this morning about 5, dodging deer. I know Coach, yeah, dodge deer out there too. They own the road, so I let them on the road. But I thought about, and I was going, I said, I've done this a long time, 34 years, a long time doing one thing. But it's fun though. But yes, I think we evaluate. I think our talent level each year, we're able to add, and I mentioned this at the very beginning, adding depth is very important, but even more important is adding competitive depth. We've done that. That's a competition at each position. You saw it last year when we had injuries or had to do some discipline things that you saw next guy step up pretty quickly. It'll be the same with this group. That's the whole message. That's the plan. Just keep reloading with them. The right type of guy, the right type of football player.
Rough building on Mark's question. 5th year now at East Carolina. Do you consider this your best recruiting class so far?
Well, you know what? It's always, you have to wait and see, you know, with it. But it's the best group that I know we've recruited in here. But when I say best, they'll fit well with our leadership core. The length we looked for was, boy, it was good to get that. And we've done some special things as a university and as a program. And the new conference helps. The ESPN and that type thing, that package helped. New conference helped. But what the kids did, or the team did on the field, and you'll be amazed, sort of amazed, but how people had a chance to watch us. And they watched, really, they watched how our kids play from a schematic point of view to how they interact with one another. You'd be surprised how much people watch that and saw it on TV or at the game. How they interact with the coaches, how they see the trust and bond, because real recognizes real, you know. And they're really people were impressed by how our kids handle themselves, and they wanted to come. So we went on some kids that a lot of people came after them. So if you're measuring that, yes, one of the top classes. And I think they blend well with the guys we have here. You know, the Shanes and those guys have been here for the beginning of the foundation. So I like this class.
Coach, I thought Kirkpatrick said in the fall that considering the new conference and the success on the field, and also looking at uniforms and all these type of things, that you have the most things to sell than you ever had before. I mean, talk about all these different aspects that are working in your favor when you're going out on the recruiting trail this particular year.
Well, I can present it because I've lived it. You know, I've lived from the student point of view, walked the same classes, chewed the same dirt in practice. You know what I mean? In the game, in Dowdy, the presentation of your team and performance, and they know see how we attack and approach the games. That's the first thing that catches their eye. The uniforms, thanks to Coach and letting us do that. You know, I hope y'all know, it is, kids notice that. And our kids first were the first reason, because our kids liked it. But that was a big part of it, how you look and how you present that, and people sell that. More than anything, when they came here, two things. When they got around our boys at night, our boys sell what we're about. They talk what we're about. And that's the number one thing. And when they come to a game and they see the atmosphere here, and where I go, quote, second to none in very capital letters, I'm learning how to do that on that Twitter page. I'm doing pretty good at that too. Now I write my own Twitter. You can tell I spell out complete words except the and. I know how to cut things off because I see that number down there. It needs more characters, whatever it is, so I have to do that. Because I hate abbreviations. I just like to write the complete word out. You know? But when they come and see the stands full, and this year been on television quite a bit, was awesome. I tell you, the one game, the bowl game, when we were the only game on, college football game on, and the NFL game was at night. A lot of people watched us, and they watched our team, and watched how we played, and played a very bold, savvy team, and a great venue, and we did well. And that brought a lot to them. So I'm proud of where we are. You know, I'm proud of this. It's not a hard sell, because it's not a sell for me, because I've lived it, and the kids understand that, and you know, they know I'm gonna be dad when they come up here, and that's what I approach it. I'm daddy now. Some people want the CEO approach. That's good. I tell you what, you run across, and what I told kids, and this is what has changed about recruiting. I talk substance and relationships, and looking at that. And people throughout this league can do this league can do that, you can accomplish this, you can accomplish that. If you want to win a Super Bowl, put a pirate on your team. You know what I mean? Yeah. Add a pirate. You want to win a Super Bowl? Add a pirate. That's all I say to that. But you can accomplish everything you want to here. And when that was used against us, just like I mentioned one time on a radio show, how one university used some negative comments from a board, one of our boards, when I tell them how much our people love them and care about them, and this coach tried to use it, but I was able to counter that because it was just a toy. Because I never negative recruit. I don't believe in it. Why should I go in a person's home and sell and mention another school? I don't have that time. I want them to talk about what we have. But substance and relationships was important, and you'll see my point here. Because now with the social media, which is great, and you got to learn how to use it, and you got to be able to invade their space. That's been a change, where I could call or write a letter. Now had to tweet, and then Justin was trying to teach me how to get on this Vine thing. I'm not going to do that though, but I mean, let me get through with Twitter and connect with that first for another 2 years or 3 years or something like that. You know, I mean, good. But anyway, you got to learn that. But you know, the commitment, the word of telling you I'm coming to your school, coach. You can rely on me. That's how it was. I'm a witness of that. Why I'm so obsessed with the commitment part. I was not looked at, had letters at all, and I was not going to play football my senior year, and I was going to play basketball. I had basketball. I had saved enough money up to go to Dean Smith's basketball camp. The church raised money. I had worked in the backer for took 2 months to raise it, but I'd saved money up to go and stay the whole week. And my mom drove me up and dropped me off. Well, I came back, and I was not going to play. A new coach came into the high school, Lubbock High. He said, I heard you're not going to play. I said, no, sir. I said, you know, I think I got a chance. I got to get a scholarship, and I got opportunities in basketball. He said, well, come here a minute. He took me into his office and pulled a drawer out, and there were 50 to 60 letters from different schools. And I go, what's that? He said, you know you had these letters in here? I said, no, sir. So I didn't return letters to show schools I was interested because I never got them. So they were hidden from me, which is really different. But I said, okay, coach, I'll come out. Well, still I didn't have much notice. And a Coach Dow was looking at a running back, Mr. Strickland, who signed with UNC. Mitchell and I are best of friends, played in all-star games together. I didn't know this was happening, but they were beating our pants off at home, 42-14. Coach Gay, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame Pirate, Coach Gay. And Coach Dow was watching Mitchell, and you know, my dad always taught me never to quit, never give up, never surrender. So he broke away again, finished scoring another touchdown. I ran down from behind, and I didn't notice it later on, but Coach Dow said, I like him, but who's the guy that ran him down? So I got noticed. So Coach Dow was my first offer, and he offered me, and I came up to visit East Carolina, and I committed to him. I had the greatest time ever. So now I go back, and now I get back at the school that Monday, and by that Wednesday, I had letters and notice from everywhere in the country. It was amazing. It was during that time at SMU when they were going well, and Southern Cal, they recruited our area, the Fayetteville area, London area for a lot of times, and Coach Carlin was at South Carolina at that time. It came on me real quickly, very quickly. Let me tell you, thank you, man. Thanks, BT. You always take care of me. He always does. And I was enamored with it. So the SMU coach came to the school and said, Coach, I'm going to fly a private plane to pick you up, Ruffin, on Friday. And we're going to pick him up. One more young man, Mike Brewington from Greenville, played at Greenville Rose. And we'll pick him up. So I was like, for me? Private plane? So I go home, I'm psyched. I said, I'm coming, Coach. And I'd already committed to Coach Dye. So I'm going in the house, and I'm going, I say, Dad, SMU's flying a private plane over to pick me up and take me to Dallas, and we're going to see Dallas and look at their school. He says, you're not going to Dallas. I said, what do you mean? I already told the coach I was going. He said, you're not going. I said, boy, I'm not. He said, you gave Coach Dye your word. You told Coach Dye you would come to East Carolina right here in front of your mama and me, and your mama likes Coach Dye, loves Coach Dye, and you gave him your word. But Dad, I already told him, he said, it doesn't matter. You call that man up and tell him you're not going to SMU. You're not giving that plane. He can take that plane. The plane was already there. Said he can take that plane and go back to Dallas where he want to go to, but you're not on that plane. You're going to East Carolina because you told him you were coming. You gave him your word. That's where the substance starts. So I called him up. It was the best decision and best lesson ever taught to me was you're not what you have or material things. It's your word and what you're known for. You know, give somebody your word, say you're going to do it, do it. You know, that's all. If you can't do it, tell them, you know what, I can't do it right now. But if you told somebody you're going to do this, now I think you're supposed to do that. And it's what you're known for. And coaching-wise, I'm known for the father figure ever, but I'm also known to be a stern discipline that I'm the simplest man you ever meet. It's either day or night, wet or dry, on or off. It's not dimmer, it's not dusk, and it's not damp. And that's what I'm known for. So I learned that from my dad. That's what I want to keep finding in the homes a little bit. We saw some that said they were coming and didn't, and that's okay. But that substance is very important. These guys here that you have that list, those guys have that. They're coming. Didn't flinch, none of them. Sorry to tell you that stuff, but y'all needed to know that. That's where it comes from, the commitment part. Y'all good? Y'all straight? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach.
You're welcome.